I actually was able to reverse one of my canine's symptoms of a heart murmur within like 4 to 6 months by adding all of this to her diet. Hi guys, it's Crystal the Hustler, and on today's OFTV episode, we are doing what I feed my dogs in a day. Now, most people can just feed their dogs kibble, and that's amazing, but for me, it has to be quite extra, and I'm going to show you guys all of the fun ingredients that I add to feed my 5 American Bully XLs. They do eat at different times throughout the day. I have Maya. She's going to feature at some point. She's curious and with me in the kitchen, but I feed my dogs at 2 different times. So one of the canines is at noon, and then the other 4 are at about 4 p.m. And that's just due to their digestion, and it works best. So starting off, we have 2 cups of just dry kibble. I use Purina Pro Plan. It is the high energy active version. And the reason I use that one is because I have very high energy dogs. So once we have 2 to 2.5 cups of kibble, I add about this much of coconut oil. And coconut oil is great internally and externally for canines. And there's tons of benefits for it. I have my cheat sheet right here. So not only does it help with brain function, but it also helps with their coat and their teeth. I love to just kind of use a little bit and rub it on their coat after they take a shower. And you'll notice that the longevity of their shower lasts a lot longer. So what I always make sure to do is hydrate their kibble. And so I have 1 cup of just plain water, not sink water, drinking water, and I hydrate their kibble. The reason we do that is dry kibble is a choking nightmare. Not only that, but it helps kind of increase their water intake for the day, and it helps with a lot of the other ingredients since they are powders. You want to say hello? Go up. Yeah? Okay. So then we have this DIY Superfood Topper that I make once a week, and it has a bunch of ingredients in it. But we start off with 2 tablespoons of it. I just reuse one of their treat jars. It makes it the easiest. But what is in this Superfood Topper? We have different animal heart, which are high in taurine. And surprisingly, when an animal eats another animal's heart, it helps with their heart health. There's also minnows, which are an amazing omega-3s. They reduce inflammation, which is a problem with bullies. They can have inflamed joints, and so it helps with that. And it also helps with digestion. Then we have seaweed, which helps with their thyroid function and their dental hygiene. Seaweed is an amazing snack for these dogs and treat. And surprisingly, they love it. And lastly is oats, which helps with their fiber, their blood sugar. It's a blood sugar stabilizer, and it aids their digestion. I really cannot recommend oats enough. If you notice your dog is having an upset stomach, definitely give them just like a tablespoon of oats. Moving on, we have 3 different supplements, and they are taurine, CoQ10, and L-tyrosine. The first one prevents heart disease. It's key for brain and muscle function. And then we have an antioxidant, which supports cardiovascular health and stamina. And the last one balances mood, supports their thyroid function as well. You'll notice I keep saying the word thyroid, and that's because that can be another health risk with larger breeds and bully breeds in general, and especially with their heart. I actually was able to reverse one of my canines' small symptoms of a heart murmur within like 4 to 6 months by adding all of this to her diet. So that's why I really stand for it. And then we have Dosaquin, which is just for their joints. And we have this for some of the canines. It's for bladder. My girls are in heat right now or about to be, and so their bladder can be functioning differently. And so by adding a few supplements, it just helps them not have accidents and just be able to go number 1 easier. So then we have omega oil. Any fish oil will do. Native Pet is cool, but not necessarily the brand. So this promotes skin, coat, and joint health. Basically, you see a trend now on why all the ins and outs and what we do. Also, with One thing I did forget in the superfood mix is collagen. Just like we take collagen, dogs also need collagen. And so it's the same one that you guys are probably very familiar with. I also add into their food. And then we have a natural breath freshener, which is parsley. Surprisingly, it really does work and helps with their gum health, their teeth. You don't have to brush their teeth when you give them minnows and parsley, which is nice. So this is what their food looks like. Now you can freeze some of this, you can get creative. If you guys want to see how I switch it up with their normal routine, definitely let me know. And if you want to see any more of me and the pups, definitely click the link down in the description and you can head over to my page. Thank you guys so much for watching this OFTV episode. I'm Crystal the Hustler. Now let's go feed our dogs.